space. City Cable is our next company in focus. Mr. V.D. Wadhwa, Chief Executive Officer at City Cable Network, is with us right now from Delhi. Mr. Wadhwa, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. At the onset, let me get your perspective on the inflation-linked rate hike in analog cable, which has been notified by TRAI, the 27.5% hike. How does the industry see it? What could be the probable impact?
See, the impact is the consumer ARPU, which has not gone up in the industry. After the digitization, wherever the digitization has taken place, the consumer ARPUs have gone up. But wherever the analog signals were there, the ARPUs have not gone up despite the inflation. So I think it's a welcome step, and all the stakeholders, whether it is the broadcaster, MSO or the LCO, all of them are going to gain into this process.
So by when do we see tariff hikes being passed on to consumers?
So that will happen immediately, because one thing I would like to share that and whenever any such opportunity is there where you can pass on the tariff hike to the consumer and which is mandated, that happens instantly, because obviously the stakeholders get the benefit, and the person who has to facilitate this is the last mile operator. So they have welcomed this, because obviously whatever the incremental revenue they will generate, they will get a sizable portion of that incremental revenue. So this will happen immediately, with immediate 1st of April itself, whatever the deadline has been prescribed by TRAI. Now, how much of that benefit will pass on to MSO and broadcaster? Because most broadcaster in the short term will not gain much, because most of the broadcasters are on the fixed deal basis, fixed fee deals with all the MSOs. So in a fixed fee environment, they will not be able to get the incremental benefit immediately, but as and when the deals are coming up for renewal, they will get the benefit of that as well.
Sir, is it fair to assume that the analog cable share of broadcaster revenue is just about 25%, implying very limited impact?
Yeah, it is limited, because in analog the declaration is not full. This has been the biggest problem of the industry, that during analog regime, that what all the viewership is there, it is never declared fully. And there is, if you take a ballpark number, if the viewership which is being declared and for which the people are paying the money is not even 1/10 of the overall actual viewership. And that is why this digitization, the moment the analog signals are getting switched off and digitization is happening, there is a major upsurge in the broadcasting revenue. So I think whatever the steps have been taken by TRAI, this is only for the next 9 months or so, because by December 14, the entire phase 3 and 4 digitization has to be implemented. So once the digitization happens, that will be the biggest gainer. This is, I think, in the short term, the relief probably for the broadcaster as well as for the LCO.
And sir, as per the news which came in March 2013, when the company in fact got an FIPB approval in terms of promoters putting in money, so there has been a release from your company today as well. They have pumped in some crores even today. They have released some amount today. So what is the extent of it, and how is the company planning to use that fund?
See, total we have finalized. We have already completed 4 million digital subscriber base currently. Our analog base has been about 10 million or so. In phase 1 and 2, we have already converted 4 million of that, and our ratio was 40% in the phase 1 and 2. There are balance 6 million analog subscriber which we have to convert into digital. So the total fund requirement was close to about 1100 crore rupees, and net of activation charges we would be requiring between 600 to 700 crore rupees capex investment in the next 12 months period. So as a part of that investment strategy, as a part of that plan for funding the expansion, promoter has put in about 243 crore rupees funds at the 20 rupee per share rate, which is the market rate currently. And this is one part of the business. For the next 2 quarters, this fund is going to be utilized mainly for the expansion purposes, and on the temporary basis till the time we fully utilize these funds for expansion, we will be retiring our debt partially. And thereafter, we will be further requiring additional 300 to 400 crore rupees towards the 3rd and the 4th quarter.
And so what is the growth plan, in fact, for the current fiscal?
The growth plan is, if the deadlines are not changed for the phase 3 and 4, in fact, this is right now what we are experiencing is that our revenue for the current year, means the year which has just gone by on 31st March, there has been a significant growth in both in the top line and the profitability. For the current year, we are expecting, if the gross billing is getting stabilized in phase 1 and 2 markets and digitization is happening as per the plan, then we can see at least between 2 to 3-fold growth in the revenue and the profitability. But this is all linked to a lot of things, a lot of deadlines which are mandated. So in case if there is change in those dates, then obviously these growth plan numbers will change.
Right. So what's the take on the ARPUs? Do we see better ARPUs up ahead?
We have seen wherever digitization has happened in phase 1 and 2, ARPUs have gone up by close to about 60 rupees, 60 to 70 rupees. Phase 3 and 4, the ARPUs are roughly between 150 to 200 rupees right now. And as and when that we will move ahead with the digitization, my expectation is that ARPUs will go up by at least 20 to 30% immediately. So ARPU largely will go up to about 250 rupee, and then we have to get ready for the next stage, that from how we take the ARPU from 250 to 250 and beyond.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wadhwa, thank you so much and wish you all the best. Let's hope so that the next financial year, the FY15 year, is perhaps more productive and much more beneficial for the industry per se. Thank you so much, sir, once again for your time.